everyone, welcome to Anime Talk today with our beautiful scenery. We have our special guests, Jacqueline and Asia. Say hi to the camera.
Hi.
Today we have a very juicy topic to talk about. We have the impact of social media. Is it positive, negative, both? Do you guys know?
Controversial topic, I'd say.
So, without further ado, let's get into the topic. So, first off, you guys definitely know social media, right?
Who doesn't?
Yeah. We all use social media, right? Like, even WhatsApp is social media. Like, you can't really, like, it's basically
Every
something
form of media.
Yeah,
truly.
Texting,
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people, right? A lot of people that I know, they're like, oh, I don't use social media. I don't use social media. But then they're texting me through WhatsApp, and I'm like, what? Oh, okay, interesting. No social media. But like, I think because people are so clinged on to the fact like that they think social media is like just purely for entertainment. They forget that social media is also a form of communication.
True.
I think that's the main reason why people, when you think social media, people wouldn't really think it's WhatsApp. People would think like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like, well, YouTube's not really social media, but like you know what I mean, right?
It's
But like,
technically social media because there's comments and you can interact
yeah,
with
that's
the
true.
comments.
Anything
That's true.
social.
But I think YouTube is more of like entertainment, no?
I guess so. But like then again, social media and like
Social
what
media,
type of it
there's
is.
a lot of things in social media. There could be entertainment, education.
Yeah, that's true.
and
That's true.
It's really
It's
expanded
Yeah.
since then, to be honest.
Yeah. So I think it's actually a very helpful thing social media is, because as like Asia said, there's like a bunch of things we can talk about with social media. Like we could talk about education, or there's like news and stuff. Like it's very easy to access these days. Like everyone can access. Well, everyone in a certain age.
True. Yes.
Yeah. I think though, however, right? There's a lot of kids that fakes their age because social media doesn't like most social media that I know. They don't really have age verifications, but I think then again, right? It's kind of a complicated thing to do. So like, just imagine just to communicate with your friends, you're gonna have to verify your age. You're gonna grab your ID or like student ID. You're gonna have to wait for a while and like make sure that you're old enough. I feel like that's very unnecessary. But at the same time, it's also kind of an important thing because like, well, there's a lot of things that kids aren't supposed to see, and it can get really like overwhelming for them. I feel like.
Social media is like that. There isn't exactly a limit on what they show you in there.
Yeah.
Like as long as you search something remotely similar to it, the content that is similar to those, they just immediately show up whether you want it or not, negative or positive.
Yeah, I think that's why kids these days are often so overwhelmed, burnt out, or like depressed and stuff. I feel like that's because of the things that they consume in social media. Like no matter if it's just TikTok, it's just Instagram. There's like, even though both of those apps have like it's safe for work, there's just always new words to cover up what they actually mean, and sometimes it's very inappropriate, sometimes it's very weird.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes I wonder, right, when people post like really inappropriate stuff in like a 13 plus app, I wonder if they actually genuinely forgot it's a 13 plus TikTok, like it's a 13 plus app, because well,
I feel like a lot of people tend to forget that TikTok itself is a 13-plus-year-old app with the range of ages in there. I've seen kids that are like 8 years old scrolling through TikTok, and they're not the only ones. There's also, for like older people, grandparents even on TikTok now. So like there isn't really a way for people to be able to control who their content goes to. Sometimes there are 18 plus creators that strictly say my content is only 18 plus. However, since minors, I'd say they're really curious about everything. So despite the content not being for them, they still search it up either way.
I feel like social media doesn't just affect kids, but I feel like it affects everyone. Since social media could affect your mental health in many ways depending on how you see it. Like I could go on social media and I could see someone's like scenario, something that happens to them, and I'm feeling like, oh, why didn't this happen to me? Why didn't I couldn't achieve this? And it doesn't just affect children, but it affects everyone of all ages. It could make people feel more insecure, more bad about themselves, and maybe they'll feel like they're forced to do better because of these unrealistic expectations that are set online, which I feel like it affects people a lot in many different ways. And a lot of people might not cope as well as some other people, which could lead to much more dangerous situations.
And also, I feel like, right, because children are really gullible.
They're
are very gullible, they're naive, they're innocent, they don't know anything. I feel like with social media going on around, there's a lot of news or like fake news that are like kind of something that the kids would be like, oh, this happened, I'm gonna tell everyone, and then it just starts spreading around, and then it would, maybe it's harmless, maybe it's a harmless news, but then sometimes, then again, it can be very, how do I say it? It's very,
It could damage the community in a way, as well as like could be very misleading, and later you're like, example, like you get bad information from someone else because they think it's real, and they tell it to you, and soon, like later when you find out it's not real, you don't want to trust the person anymore. I feel like even outside of that, it will like affect your relationships in every like other way.
yeah. I feel like, cause like, well then again, right, it's kids are kids, but then again, I feel like sometimes before as parents, before you let your kid wander around social media, I feel like you need to tell them how to avoid certain stuff, because a lot of parents, they don't, like they just allow their child to have a phone one day and they just be like, okay, whatever, I'll just teach her how to do this, but then they don't actually educate their child on like, oh, if this happens you should this, like there's not enough education for the child to be able to handle these situations or handle these type of environments. So then the child would just be like so naive and like so gullible. They would be like, oh, this news must be real because it's from this. Because like, well, if you, for example, you see your parents, they play TikTok, right? And then you see your parents play TikTok. You must think like, oh, TikTok is such a good app. Like, it's probably like super reliable because my parents use it. But then they don't know that that fake news is spreading around it too. And then like if you see a fake news, you're probably gonna be like, oh, but like my mom trusts this app so much. She's like, it's probably a true, like it's probably an actual news. So then that's something that kind of concerns me. Like,
Do you feel sleepy in class? Want to take a short nap after a long night of no good sleep?
yeah!
Everyone has that problem. Well, guess what? I have the solution for you. Introducing eyeglasses. Unlike your average glasses, it helps make sure your teacher doesn't scold you for sleeping in class. How realistic that is!
Oh my god!
Now, I will prove this works 100%. Now, I'll be sleeping in class and my teacher won't bat an eye.
Is Jack like sleeping again, guys? Oh no, he's awake. Okay. Anyways,
100% works. Completely see-through and comfortable with sustainable materials. Buy now for 77 cents.
Oh,
I mean
wow.
dollars.
Oh wow. Well, before we were talking about the parents and child education for social media, right? It's also kind of important because then there's a lot of like bullying that happens at social media, like cyberbullying. It's one of the most common ways that someone gets bullied and someone bullies. Like compared to, for example, right? Like back then in like our parents' generation, it's always just like physical or like orally like bullied, like you know, like offensive words and stuff. But now I feel like cyberbullying is way worse.
Yeah.
Because there's
People across the globe.
yeah,
It can happen
And
anytime,
they could bully you
anywhere.
for the weirdest reasons possible.
Yeah, exactly. It's like very like everything you say at social media is controversial. That's why the kids that go to social media and actually say stuff in social media, there's like a lot of kids that gets bullied, and it's really like, damn, you know, like some of them are like 10, 11, and they're experiencing all of this. It's kind of
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure cyberbullying is one of the like main reasons that cause depression, insecurity, and even suicide at some point.
Yeah.
So that's just how bad cyberbullying could get. Especially since like the reasons people get cyberbullying, like you could simply be being nice online, sharing your opinion, but some people just don't want to be nice back.
Yeah.
That everyone is so normalized with being mean online that they don't understand the effect it could cause people. They don't realize just how much it hurts or like how much it really changes a person's life or behavior.
Yeah, it's really the sense of anonymity that social media gives you. You don't always have to use your real name. On social media, you could take up a whole other identity, like how kids often act like they're 18 when they're 12, or other way around. Some 40-year-old man could be acting as a 13-year-old girl online. And so with this, people tend to just act however they like because they know deep down, or would like to think, that social media has no consequences.
Yeah, and like with a lot of cyberbullying, and mostly right, cyberbullying, it can lead to exposure to a lot of like bad words or inappropriate words or just like slurs that you're not supposed to say. Like I see a lot of kids that aren't supposed to say like hard R's. It's like kind of sad, I guess.
Yeah.
It's disappointing to see how kids have grown to these behaviors and just think, oh, it's just fun, it's just normal, but they don't really understand the true meaning of these words. They just think it's just for fun, but in reality, these words have a deeper meaning, and it could really offend some other people who, like, if I say the hard R, well, obviously, other people, like, dark-skinned people, they'll be offended, and, like, some people, they don't even understand why, they don't understand the true meaning to it. They just think it's some joke, it's nothing to be taken, like, seriously of, and, like, we shouldn't care, but it has historical background, and it makes that word the word, and it makes it why it's so offensive.
Yeah, like I see a lot right in TikTok right now. I see a lot of people saying it, and it's so normalized that like even let's say like some of my actual like in real life friends, they say them while not being the race that is allowed to say. And every time I confront to them about it, right, like, yo, why are you saying that? They're like, so it's fine, it's just a joke. Like, not really, you know, like it's so normalized these days to the point where people forget that it's actually like it has a history behind it.
The reason why you use such words really came from such harmful intentions, and right now using it lightly, it seems to just erase of how it was used back then. And especially now, people seem to just disregard your words anytime you point them out for their behavior, simply calling it as a joke or why are you being so sensitive. So really, that is also an example of how empathy really has been decreasing lately.
I also feel like everything has been degraded to such like minimal things. Like nothing could be taken seriously of. If you take something seriously, you could also get bullied for taking something seriously, for actually caring about something, because clearly people don't care anymore. And I feel like that influence online has really like it also reaches towards these kids, and these kids end up growing up with these bad habits, and they don't understand what's wrong. They think it's normal because that's what they grew up with. But in the end, it's not okay. Like no one should be doing that.
Yeah, and like a lot of these bad words, right? It's not really just a hard R. It's just bad words in general, and like offensive lettering. It impacts a child a lot, and some people, like people are aware, but they don't take it seriously. Like unless it happens to your friend or someone really close to you, people would take these very, very lightly, and it causes a lot of depression. It causes suicide, and to be honest, right? Like it's kind of silly, but then again, it's basic manners. Like you don't just look at someone's comment and be like, oh, I don't like you because you're this, and then you like bash them out and like cuss the out of them, and like all of a sudden, right, your friend or like the person that you talked about was like getting depressed and they're like self-harming. It's kind of but it's kind of like disappointing. But then again, there's a lot of contents like these, like those depressed self-harm content, and it kind of gives
encourages kids to do
Yeah.
It glorifies it.
Yeah.
really.
when they get when those kind of videos get popular and they get attention and people feel sympathy, like some kids might not understand the seriousness of the situation and they want attention. You know what kid doesn't want
Yeah.
attention, and they'll go for these ways. And they're gonna try to get attention. And, like, they're gonna be more desperate, and soon it's gonna lead into like very bad behaviors.
Yeah.
As soon as they grow up, and they won't notice it because for them they're just like, oh, it's not that serious. I just did it for like as a joke at first. Like I didn't mean it, but then like it will become real.
And then I feel like the knowledge that social media gives you, giving like there are other people like me. They are like doing this regularly.
Yeah.
It comforts them, but in the worst way possible because they're
normalizes
Yeah, they're
it.
normalizing.
It's okay
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do it.
These people do it on social media. I can do it too.
Yeah, no, because then again, right, with suicidal contents or like depressive contents like this, it's not something that you should be posting online with. Like, it does give a, like, no matter how hard I try to, like, deny it, and I'm just like, oh, it's fine, they're struggling, they're trying to, it still looks like, it still shows off as kind of attention seeking in a way. Like, for example, you're suffering from depression or you're suffering with like suicidal content, like suicidal stuff. You don't just go online and be like, oh yeah, I'm like suffering from depression and stuff, and like you are expecting people to be there for you. You're expecting people online to be there for you. Meanwhile, you have your parents, your family, or your friends or whatever to be there for you, but no, you chose to go online, garner your attention and stuff. It's no matter how much you're struggling, it just shows off as attention seeking in the end, in my opinion. Because like you don't have time to go to therapy or go to psychology, but you have time to go out there and make TikToks about it. Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I feel like posting stuff like this on TikTok also gives like other kids, like it's gonna make them self-diagnose themselves.
Yeah.
Which is not
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's a really
And
common
then
thing,
when
you know.
you self-diagnose yourself, you're like, oh, this is me. And then when you're thinking this is me, you're gonna start acting upon it, which
Yeah,
it's-
like you're gonna like gaslight yourself into
you're
thinking
gonna
you're that.
encourage the behavior. Like even if it's on accident, you're gonna accidentally encourage the behavior, which is like not good at all. You shouldn't be
Yeah.
posting stuff like this. It's okay to want attention, to want help, but you should be asking for help from the right people.
Yeah.
You can't just go around asking help from everyone.
And you guys know what other contents are like related to this? Like those, oh, I haven't eaten for like a week type of contents, you know? Those type of contents makes me kind of mad. Like, don't make a TikTok, go eat. Oh my god.
Like at first it doesn't seem too harmful,
Yeah.
right? It's just showing like this person's attention seekingness at first. Like, oh, I didn't eat for 3 days.
Yeah.
And first it's just like, oh, why did this person eat, right?
Yeah.
And oftentimes people check their profiles after seeing such stuff, and then they get introduced to much more harmful content relating
Yeah.
to it, diving deeper into such an issue.
Yeah, because like especially right, like we should remind ourselves this is like a 13 plus app, and a lot of people below 13 are here. It just kind of invites you, or it kind of like lures you into having like unhealthy diets, or like starving yourself to be skinnier, or and like stuff like those are kind of like, this is like supposed to be like an SFW app, you know, like shouldn't be talking about sensitive topics here, like so,
Most
you know.
people who also make that kind of content also encourages it.
Yeah.
It's the worst place to encourage that kind of behavior. You shouldn't be encouraging that behavior at all.
You know the content creator like that Nevada. You guys know Nevada?
No.
So she used to hang out with a girl called Princess Amelia, right? They're like really skinny. They're actually, I used to really like them so much. But then this Nevada girl, she does YouTube, right? And she like made a YouTube video and she said like, oh, I survived on Red Bull for 8 days. Like her, mind you, most of her target audience are children. She knows that, but she decides to do this, and she promotes a lot of. You know, one of her videos, there was like this is a series, by the way. This series is called Going on a Date with My Stalker. Yeah. So
Okay.
like she's basically promoting weird content to her younger audience. She's consciously doing this for their attention, because she knows that if she targets this to like older audiences, like someone like 16, 17, 18 plus, it would not get positive engagement. So no, her targets are well young kids, you know, like 13, 14, or like even below that sometimes. But like, it's weird. It's like really weird.
And it's a really common tactic
Yeah.
people use nowadays. Like for example, there's an adult movie, right? It's gory. It has a lot of blood, inappropriate topics. However, people, social media influencers would take that content
Yeah.
and push it to children in this really silly way instead, rebranding it as some silliness.
Yeah.
And kids, curious creatures obviously, would turn to the original
Yeah,
source
yeah.
and be exposed to weird things.
Yeah, exactly. Especially those with like really spicy scenes, we could say. Like, there's so much inappropriate content, or like contents like these. Like, there's so much content that needs to be like, chill down. Like, you know, like, okay, it's fine. Like, okay, you have a good body. That's perfectly fine. But you don't have to make like super weird thirst traps and stuff. Like, it's unnecessary. Like, okay, you can flaunt your body. Okay, who doesn't want to flaunt a good body? But not in a way where it's inviting or like in a sexual way. Because it's like, you know, it's 13 plus out, for God's sake.
Well,
Yeah.
kind of weird, but it's okay if you do that on the correct app.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
correct
Not on like
warnings.
random apps, or like, you should know your target audience. You
Yeah.
should know where you're posting. You should know who's watching these videos. You can't just
Yeah.
post like mindlessly and just hoping for like attention. And you get the attention, but
Yeah.
not the right one. And then people will get harmed. So you getting all you need, but other people are getting worse and worse.
Yeah. And you should not use 13 plus apps to in a friendly way promote your 18 plus app. Because I see a lot of, you know, right?
Yeah.
Like they're doing 13 plus content, they're dancing, whatever. But they expose, like they publicly promote their own. Like it's why are you using a 13 plus app to promote your 18 plus app? Like it's kind of,
Like there's Twitter for a reason.
Yeah.
It's 17.
yeah, exactly. Like you can go there. Like you don't have to go to an app where you know damn well that it's filled with a bunch of young kids.
I also, as a young kid, once I had also a person I really liked, and I watched their content, and they always mentioned this like once. I was like, "What is this site?" I was like 8. I was like, "I don't understand what."
Yeah, that's how I found out about the app too.
I
Yeah.
was constantly trying to like open it. I was like unavailable. I was like, "What is this? Like, what's happening on this app?" And I was like, I kept going curious. I like kept like searching about the app, and soon I found out like, oh,
Wait,
not okay.
wait. What was the app? It's okay. Citta will censor it. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, no, cause that's how I found out about it. Cause like every time there's this one creator I loved so much, and then she kept saying like, if you guys want to see more content, like exclusive content, you guys can go up to my OnlyFans. I'm like, what's OnlyFans? And then I'm like, oh, and then I like googled it. What like OnlyFans? Oh, you're like, oh.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that's a lot that's a lot. We covered so much today, so
Yes.
I think we should finish here. Thank you guys so much for listening to
Thank you
us.
for
I
listening.
am Ina, Jacqueline, Asia,
Asia.
and see you guys next time. Bye.
You sick, but you want to show these beautiful lips? Don't worry, we have a solution.
Whoa!
It's the transparent mask.
Oh my
Put it
god.
over, and your mouth is still there. You can still do like every other daily activity, such as eating and kissing.
Oh my gosh, Asia, you were sick? I didn't notice because of that amazing mask you have on, which shows your beautiful face.
I know, right?
Oh my God.
And it's completely transparent. You won't even know it's on your face.
No!
Support my GoFundMe now, so I can release this to the world.
What's your goal? What's your goal? How many do you need to raise?
Our plan to raise 100, so we can make all the masks and produce it for every person in the world. This is especially aimed for the doctors who wear masks every day.
They need to show their lethal face cards.
Exactly. It's covering art, so no one can say you're mask fishing anymore because the mask is transparent.
Whoa, solutions.
This was supposed to be released during COVID-19, but it got delayed by 5 years. Let's go.